But really what we want to notice is the presence in which all of it is happening in. Sound appears to make a story of it, or I can simply just be the knowing of it. It's happening in you. You're not identifying with anything in the appearance. Anything that you can perceive is not you because you're perceiving it. If you were to perceive a chair or an apple or a person, you know it's not you because there's distance from it, even though that distance is an optical illusion, because when you're looking, there's just looking. You can't really find the space. The space is just built into the function of the retina, right? So that you can navigate in the physical world so that you don't bump into walls or into people. It's part of the play. But here, just see right now in your direct experience, is there separation between the appearance and what's looking? And don't assume, don't look at your hand somehow and think, okay, yeah, but there's space here. Who's saying that? Right? That's an interpretation. I'm talking about the very fact of seeing. You see, that seeing itself is unity, it's wholeness, it's oneness. It's only the voice in your head, okay? The voice in your head, which starts to label and interpret. It's not a problem, but it starts to label and interpret, and then it creates this gap, this sense of lack, right? How can you notice space if it's not even a thing? It's not even, how are you actually seeing space? But you see, that sense of lack, that sense of gap is actually made up, just like any other story that your mind can create to say, I'm rich, I'm happy, or this is terrible, this is wrong, or I'm nervous, or whatever it is, or I don't like this, or I don't like that. These are just thoughts, the voice in your head. If you look in your direct experience right now, you don't find the one that it's happening to. The one that it's happening to is a story in your head. This is basically your mind. Anything that you see, any object, is created by a mental construct. I want you to see this within your direct experience so that you don't come back and you're like stressing out because you can't see the dream for what it is. It's a play. It's a play in you. Now, I want you to look what's always here. What's always here? What doesn't come and go? What doesn't change? You had an experience earlier in the day, right? Whatever you did. Now you're having this experience. You may say, yeah, but a lot of things happened. Those are just interpretations based on memory. I want you to look what has not changed, because you know it. You know there is a knowing that I haven't really changed. My emotions, my thoughts, my sensations, the clothes that I'm wearing may have changed. Everything else has changed. The time has changed. But all of it was appearing in something which is you. If you go into what is the most intimate part of you, you would say, yeah, that never really changed. It never really came and went. Because to actually see something come and go, there would have to be something that's not changing to notice it. It's like I can notice the sound because there is a silence here before, during, and after the sound. There are objects because there's space to contrast. All of it is a contrast. And that contrast is actually what gives that experience, right? It's what allows you to basically determine what focus, direction you're going to go towards, right? If you don't like something, you stay away from that, not in a way that you resist it, but you go towards what resonates with you, with what feels in harmony to you, true to you, not something that you're doing just because someone told you or because you're trying to make someone else happy. This is all about you because it's all you. You see, there's no separation. There's no outside of this. Yes, you cannot like something, but the moment that you resist it and you push it away, you create this tension because it's not natural, right? For example, you hear a sound, maybe a dog is barking, and you're studying or doing something, working, and you get distracted and you get annoyed and you get frustrated. You can't push that away. You don't necessarily need to like it, but you do need to accept it. You do need to allow it because you can't get away from it. Yes, you can leave the room, you can travel to China or whatever it is, but it's going to follow you because you haven't been able to deal with that tension, which is actually the root. You see, it's a reaction, it's an interpretation, it's a feeling inside you that you didn't fully allow. that you didn't fully embrace. And these are the things that you really need to look at. What is my reaction? What is it that I feel? What is it that I'm trying to avoid? Because it's not about the dog barking or this person or the fact that I can't focus on my work. It's about that I can't deal with this tension, with this interpretation that it's saying, this is wrong. This means something. The engine of the dream is meaning and significance, and it's personal. But there is something impersonal that I want you to notice here, which is if I don't make this about me, if I don't put so much expectation and meaning to it, does it actually really life threatening, right? Really affect me? No, no, it was only the initial reaction. It was believing the interpretation more than the presence, the knowing of all of it, right? It was where you identified with. And there's always just simply this presence, and you're aware of all of it, right? Tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow, part of the dream, you're just going to know all of this. And whatever emotion, thought you went through is not going to really mean much. It's definitely not going to affect you at that time because you were just the knowing of it. You were just the awareness of it. And this is really the freedom that I want you to notice so that you don't get trapped into the dream, into your emotions, into your mind, which is really what we have to keep looking at, right? These interpretations, which are conditionings, they're loops, they're habits, they're patterns. They're part of your karmic pattern that were mostly given to you by past lives, or it could be that you were just in an environment that basically created that so that you can learn and grow from it, not keep reacting to it. That would perpetuate it and basically make it worse because, as we know, anything that you resist needs to persist, and it's only going to follow you more. It's going to make it worse. If you want to overcome any situation in life, you have to, first of all, notice it, become aware, and then realize what is it that I need to accept in this moment so that this doesn't happen again? What is it that I can learn instead of just following the pattern, the habit, and keep reacting to it? You know, we all fall into that trap because we identify in the dream. We get trapped into a scene in the movie, right? When you know that you're just simply watching the movie, it has nothing to do with you. You don't take it personal. And that's what I mean by there is this personal side to the human experience, but there is also an impersonal side, which is you just know it. You see it from a higher perspective. And that is your true self, your higher self from this higher perspective that doesn't engage into the mind, which we could say is ego activity. It's basically interpretation, which is always personal.